Hey everyone, Donut here. Welcome to another episode of the Championship Manager series where we're looking from the Championship Manager series from Championship Manager 1 and 2 right up to, well, this game here. This is Championship Manager Season 03-04. I say this game here because this was the final game that Eidos Interactive and Sports Interactive did together before the split in late 2003, early 2004. Now, in this episode, we're just doing a brief introduction of the game and then we'll look at the first one or two screens of the game itself. Well, episode 2, we will go and play the game more, and unlike other previous episodes of the Championship Manager series, we will not be you won't be waiting a couple of weeks until you see the next episode. I will release the actual gameplay of 0304 probably a week or two after this episode has been released. But let's go back. So Championship Manager Season 03-04 was released in November 2003 in Europe. And as I said before, it's the last game that featured Eidos Interactive and Sports Interactive together, and before they both split up. Eidos then went over with their own game studios called, I think it was Beautiful Game Studios, and made Championship Manager 5. And Sports Interactive went over and took the game engine basically, and they relabeled the game because of course they couldn't call it Championship Manager anymore, and they called their game Football Manager 2005. And actually that will be the next game we'll look at after we've done this mini series, because we'll be moving over to some of the classic Football Manager games, which probably be Football Manager 05, Football Manager 08, Football Manager 12, and then eventually we'll go right up to Football Manager 24. At this time, this recording, obviously, there's been no Football Manager 25. Football Manager 25 was well publicised because it got cancelled a few months ago here at the time of this recording. And also at the time of this recording, we do not know when Football Manager 26 is going to be out, if it is ever going to be out. It might not do. But anyway, so here's the main screen from Wikipedia. It's about the game. You might have read this while I've been talking along. So there's a lot of new features in the game. There always were with each new version of the Champion Manager series. But I managed to get a CD copy of Challenge Manager 03-04 a couple of weeks ago, and I've decided to load it up, and it worked fine on my PC. And I'll show you the screenshots now. There we go. Behind it is actually the new computer right there. And yeah, I got the case. It wasn't too expensive either, and I'm actually going to play the game through the disk drive as well. So it's going to be like the old days, the CD disk drive, because I've got a USB CD disk drive, so I'm looking forward to playing that. So here is the actual case itself. If you remember, going to a PC store and buying these games. Nowadays, of course, especially for the PC, that's highly unusual. You can only really get them online. These cases, I've never seen a PC game actually in a game store here in the UK for many years now, and sad to say, many of the game stores are going out of business as well. But here's the front screen, and here is the back screen. So you can see it's a beautiful game, just got a whole lot better. Yeah, 03-04 was a great game. You've got your system requirements on there. I'm on my modern PC, and it's working fine, and I'm really enjoying it. And you can see on the back of the screen, it's a little bit scratchy actually, but it's 20 years old. Player-to-player relationships at day date of the 03-04. When next week's episode, we will be showing you some of the gameplay. And here is the actual game itself. When we open the screenshot, I have to keep my mouse alive because my mouse goes to sleep when I don't use it after about 10 seconds. And when you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, when I click on it, there you go, I nearly went to sleep there. When I click on it to bring it live, it goes on to my next slide, so which I don't want it to happen. So if you see my mouse going a bit haywire at the moment, it's just I'm keeping it alive. I don't want it to fall asleep. So here is the cassette lay, and you can see there that You get the manual. The manual is quite a chunky manual as well, and you get the CD on the right hand side. The manual is about 62 pages long, and I'll show you the manual. There it is. There's the manual there. This is the new PC, by the way, which is only a couple of months old. It's been working okay at the moment. Cross fingers. If you ever want to see how this, what my PC is like, I have done a couple of videos of the PC, but I've never actually released it. Oops, my mouse nearly went to sleep again then. Um, Basically, mouse goes to sleep to save battery, so it does have a good purpose. But here's the manual, and inside the manual you get the what's 62 pages. So this is ideal for people who have never played the game because it tells you what you need to do, what the game settings, what each stats mean, all that. Again, as the game Championship Manager games progressed, they started to get more and more detailed and eventually turn it into what you get now in the Football Manager side, a very detailed spreadsheet. And I think the way the games were easy to understand back on 20 years ago, it kind of lost that now with the game being a bit too detailed for a lot of people's liking. But because Football Manager has got such a strong fan base, people will still play these games. This fan base, of course, initially did split when Championship Manager, the name moved over from Eidos Interactive took the name of Championship Manager, while Sports Interactive took the actual coding of the game. And you can see the differences between Championship Manager 2005, which followed this one, and Football Manager 05, which Sports Interactive actually released before Championship Manager 5, and which I think helped them immensely. And a lot of people went over and played Football Manager 05 and never went back to Championship Manager. I was one of those who was very split because I grew up with Championship Manager since 1992, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was going to go and play Championship Manager 05 and stick with that, or go over to Football Manager 05 and play that. But I decided to move over, I think, which most people did. They went over to Sports Interactive, the gameplay, the game people who made the game, and went over to the Football Manager series, and that's why it's still around today. But you can see here in the manual, 62 pages long, tells you all about what you need to do, and then it's got I've got a little screenshot there of all the technical and mental states meant, and what the description is and what it is essential. This is an ideal manual for anyone who's playing Championship Manager for the very first time. And then the final screenshot, I can let my mouse go to die because I knew it was the final screenshot. These are a couple of screenshots that I got, and you can see there that I've got Oxford in there. Oxford will feature in the gameplay. We will put them in because that's always like a common ground for each game we play. We try Oxford. Um, this it's well known that this season 03-04, in 2 seasons' time, Oxford would in real life get relegated to the National League. In fact, Football Manager 2005 would be the last game Oxford would be a league side for a number of years, number of versions of Football Manager. In the future, when we look at Football Manager 2008, and if we play as Oxford, it'll be Oxford as a non-league side, which is going to be quite strange. Then later on, Oxford became a league side again back in, I think it's 2011 or 2012, beating York in the conference final. But it's going to be a strange feeling playing Oxford in the non-league. But the money problems which you've seen Oxford had in the previous editions is even more so in these editions. So it's going to be quite tough for us to survive. And I can see eventually why Oxford did get sadly relegated to the non-league. But that will be for future videos. For the next bit, we will now just do the basic introduction of the game, and then we'll concentrate mainly on the game in episode 2 and maybe 3. As always with these Championship Manager videos, if you would like me to look at certain teams and players, then please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do that for the next part. But as always with my episodes on my YouTube channel, it all depends if people want to see them. if I see the views getting quite low for an episode, I do kind of end the series. And that has happened to a couple of series that I've done in the past where the viewing numbers have been low, which means to me that there's no interest in it. Um, it's lovely to get comments, people saying, please, can you carry on this series? But sadly, if the viewing numbers are low, I normally don't. But I'll try doing new series, new episodes, and stuff like that, see if what becomes popular. From what I can see, is the Championship Manager series has been generally very popular, especially the 1997-98 experience, the 1997 Championship Manager, I think it was called. That has been getting constant views, which is amazing. Well, you're all amazing by subbing to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. But anyway, let's go. Enough of me waffling, talking. Let's go and start the game up, and we'll take it from there. Okay, Donut Donny here, and this ending has actually been re-recorded. Now, the original ending to episode one would have been me going through all these little things you can see here: play game, resume last game, view match, and quit, and then choose the team, which would have been Oxford. Now, as I started to do the episode two with Oxford, I was hit with further problems. The problems was that Oxford weren't exactly the best pick, even though I really want to be the side that I support. Um, I really could not progress very well with Oxford because they were in debt again, and they actually had a massive bank debt as well. The board wanted us to get rid of players. We couldn't buy any players in, and the squad wasn't exactly the best squad around. So by the middle of episode two, I had to change and redo the complete episode two and episode three. Yep, and episode three has been done as well. And so I had to change sides, and you'll see who the nude side are going to be right at the start of episode two, where I will again go through all these screens you see here. I'm not going to go through them now because I'm repeating myself. That I will be telling you next week. But I won't tell you the side I'm going to. That will be revealed next week, though. But for this ending, because I didn't want the ending to be abrupt, because if I cut the original ending to episode one, um, it would have been ended by now. So I wanted to come back in and record a new ending to episode one for all of you, so you can see that it made the ending a little bit better. But one screen I did not discuss when I re-recorded episode two was the preference screen, which you don't normally see that often in these games being told about. So here, your game settings, you can see these are a lot more easier to understand than the current Football Manager series, which is a lot more technical. You can select your language, obviously, and you can select it to any of these languages, which is amazing. You can select your currency, obviously, your wages. The wages can be weekly, monthly, or yearly, and then your Celsius temperature, depending what temperature you use in your country. Like here in the UK, we use Celsius. Fahrenheit, which is used in America a lot, then Kelvin as well. Then you can select these options here, use real players. So you can go back if you unselect this, you can go back and play like the original Championship Manager was in, all these make-believe players, which makes the game, I would say, a lot more difficult, but more fun and I suppose a bit more challenge. Play sounds. This game has sounds, which is we haven't seen for quite a few Championship Manager series. So you have game sounds in this. Move matches for TV, which happens in real life, so you keep that ticked. Now, enable player attribute masking. I've turned that off. I like seeing all the players with their stats already there, but you can tick that, and the scouts become even more important. And you then have to scout a player to get all their stats. I take it off. I normally like having the stats. And then enable rolling autosaves. You can do that if you want to. Database side, now you have options of making it small, medium, large. I put it large because the computer is quite good. It will cater for all the additional information of the large players. Autosave, completely up to you. You can get it disabled, which is not a good idea. If your computer crashes and you disable autosave, you've lost everything. So I do it every month. So you can do it every week, 3 months or a year. I would not do every year either for exactly the same reason, disabled. Every year, you lose a lot of information if something goes wrong. So I would do week or month. 3 months, it's up to you. Sound cache. Now, you can have the game completely quiet if you want to, but hey, if there's a chance of sound in the game, I'll keep it. Smart means it only happens when it needs to happen, like penalties or player gets booked or goals. All, it means you get everything, so I'll click all. Then skins, you don't get so many skin options initially when you play 0304 like what you do nowadays in the Football Manager series. So there is a special skin that has been made for 0304. You got it here, 0304. But you have got the traditional, so if we click that, confirm that, and it's going to load a traditional screen skin in a minute. There we go. That's not too bad actually. That goes back to the old Championship Manager. So we go back to, I might actually keep that. And then you got the enable background changes. These are the background screens. They will always change if you enable it. If you untick that, they will not change so often. And then you got your full screen. Now this doesn't affect me whatsoever. I'm on the wide screen, hence why when you look at your screen at the moment, if I move my mouse, there you go. You can see my mouse goes off the screen there, but on my screen it carries on. I actually had to, this caused me major problems when I was doing this originally. I actually had to make my little screen zoom out further to try get more of this screen in, because this normal screen size is about half the size on the screen that you're seeing, and when you're trying to look at the screen, it's very hard to actually look at all the characters. So I found a way of actually zooming this screen up and makes this screen bigger, looks bigger. It will make the resolution a little bit more pixelated, I'm afraid, but hopefully you can read the writing okay. And now the last options are here I don't use whatsoever. Server settings, if this is for online playing, of course for Windows 11, this more modern days computers, this is even more difficult to set up. And anyway, I'm playing by myself in this game. I'm not playing with any other people. And then custom edit file settings. This is really for the editor. So you can put your editor data files in. You can change. Of course, this game comes with an editor for the first time, so you can make changes there. So we'll click there. What I'm going to do, so I'm going to save this, obviously, because I want this resolution. Be interesting to see what the screen looks like when we play the game. So this, oh, it's gone back to this. I do not like this one. Let's go back to preferences, alternative, traditional, confirm. Come on. That's the one. Click save game. Oh, it's not, of course I can't save the game because I'm not even in the game yet. So I have to change the preferences to this screen if I record any future episodes of this series. But anyway, that's the end of episode 1 redone. Um, when you hear from me on episode 2, that's me in the past doing the episode 2 where we have actually got a new club, and I will probably again explain why I moved to oh, I nearly said the club then. I nearly said the club's name then. When I moved to the other club, now if anyone's clever enough, write down in your comments what do you think the club I nearly said. I nearly said it. I stopped myself just before I said the full name. But anyway, this is Donny saying goodbye. Thanks for tuning in to episode 1. If you do like this, then please come back next week and view episode 2. And depending on viewing figures, I'm hoping we can carry on this series. If you like and subscribe, if you like this video episode, then please do. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and comment. I will comment back, especially if you kind of know what the club we went to next week. All will be revealed in the next episode anyway, which club we went to. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for staying here and viewing this episode. It's great to that you are here, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye. What are your thoughts about this game? Please let me know in the comments. Many thanks for watching this video. Greatly appreciated. If you like this channel, please send me a like or subscribe.